What's up, YouTube? It's Eric, a Lions fan. Thanks for clicking on this video. Guys, I'm going to kind of restart my weekend ramble series where I kind of find some stuff that's usually interesting to me, and there's a couple of things that's happened all throughout the last time I did my weekend ramble that I kind of find interesting, but you may not. But go ahead and come over here and check out my video or anybody else's video over here in the recommended section. We would really appreciate you guys if you clicked on the videos and viewed a couple of other folks' videos if it's not mine. First off, guys, I want to go ahead and get with the North Korea Security Council. They slapped North Korea with strong sanctions, and China was in on this, which I kind of find very interesting to me. I'll put it that way. I haven't really been watching the news lately, but the North Korea stuff's been I've kind of been keeping an eye on it. Not to really say that I've been interested in it by any stretch of the imagination. It's just something that, at least to me, I've been kind of keeping an eye on it to think, because you don't know how freaking volatile Kim Jong-il is over there, over in North Korea. You don't know when he's going to snap, kind of stuff. I think he's a little bit cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, I guess is how I put it. But they put a strong financial burden on North Korea, and it goes on to say here, every member of the UN Security Council that voted yes, including China, which to me is it's a big step for, at least for not just the United States alone, but for the world to tell North Korea, look, quit your shit, all right? So I'm just surprised that North Korea hasn't, and to me being an American and being free to do what I want and not for the government to tell me how to do things, that's pretty big. I mean, I've always said, and before, the people have the power to change things. It doesn't matter what part of the world you're from, really, or any part of the country, or in the United States, any part of the state that you want. You just have to have the people rally around an idea. And in this case, if they want Kim Jong-il ousted, the people could rally together. I mean, it's just that simple. If they want to be taken seriously in the world politics, or whatever the case may be, world financial or whatever, they have to, North Korea has to be, at least, they don't have to agree on everything, but at least come to the table. And I know I'm kind of, this probably isn't the right word I'm using, but they have to come to the table and at least be respectful. I mean, they don't, like I said, they don't have to agree with anything, really. Just come to the table and give their side of the story. And Kim Jong-il is like, no, I'm a dictator. What I say goes, blah, blah, blah. Well, in other parts of the world, that just doesn't fly. All right. And even China has even said it with their votes, and they're a little bit of, even they're a communist country and they have strong allies with North Korea. I mean, that says quite a bit. Well, we're going to have to see how this all kind of smooths over the next couple of months, and probably even the next couple of years, to kind of see how North Korea probably responds to this. And I want to touch on another topic here that's kind of really disturbing, at least it is to me. I'm right here on CNN. Actually, I found it on another website that took me to CNN that says that the police kill a man in his home when they respond to a fake call. And how I'm reading this is, it's called, the way people do this is called swatting. And if you don't know what swatting is, it's a way to, like, say, I take my cell phone here, and there's an app on the phone, at least one of the ways to do it. There's an app on a phone here that I can tap on the app, and I can type someone's phone number, name and phone number in it, and I can hit the send, and I'm doing the call as if I was that person, and I'm in the actual home. And I don't know if this is how he actually pulled this off, or there's the other one where it's the typewriter type, where you can type messages it's made for the deaf, and type messages, and you can send it to, like, a 911 call. But the person on the other end of the 911 call doesn't know if they always are going to take it as a real call, number one. And number two, they're not trained, or not really supposed to know if the call's fake or not. So it's kind of really disturbing that someone can pull this off, and it looks like it's pretty easily to pull off. And to get into the story here, how it all boiled down to was, I guess there was kind of a disagreement between two people on the online gaming community. There was some kind of disagreement going on, and one of the guys, his name is Tyler Barris, which he eventually gets arrested and all this the swatting stuff. he had made a phone call to a person, which I'm going to leave out here. If you guys want to find the article, go ahead. It gives the names and everything. But they had some sort of beef. So he called in on behalf of him. I don't know if he did it through the typewriter process or if he did it through the caller ID spoofing, but they called the police department, and they went ahead and they said it was a hostage situation. The father was dead, and he took the mother and I guess the siblings hostage. Well, it brought out the SWAT team, and it brought out the police and all that. And when the guy came to the door, he was probably like, "What the fuck's going on?" So I guess he took his hand and put it towards his pocket or towards his waist area, and the police ended up shooting him because of that action that he took. It's kind of sad to see that an innocent person is dead. I will say that. It's kind of, number one, it's sad. Number two, it's disturbing. And number three, it kind of pisses me off that people can do this. And we're in the technology age where this shit's going to happen, but there isn't really any law that really protects anybody, when I've read the article here, that protects them from this sort of stuff. And there's no law to say that right now, it's, as of today, as of December 31st of 2017, that's perfectly fine. But they're going to charge Barris, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, with reckless homicide. So I don't know what that brings to the table or anything as far as jail time or anything. But he's known to do this before in the article that it's read too. He's known to, anyway, he was thinking about doing that, swatting the FBI call center. That's what, something's not right up in the cranium of that dude. He said that he was doing it for attention and for celebrity stuff and all that, celebrity status and get to be known and all that, but that's a pretty fucked up way to try to make yourself famous and all that. It's going to make you look like, number one, an asshole. Number two, you're probably going to get killed because of it because people aren't going to take your shit. And one of the last things I kind of want to talk about today, and I know that's somewhat old news when I talk about this, is the YouTube Red. And I know a bunch of other people like Casey Neistat, Philip DeFranco, Boogie2988, and probably some others. And those are just the only three well-known YouTubers that I follow on here. And I don't really follow Casey Neistat much. But Philip DeFranco, I think, is a pretty cool guy. I think he does the mostly unbiased view about news, about celebrity news and YouTube news and things like that come across. Boogie2988, I always enjoy his rambling series and maybe some of his video game stuff, because let's face it all, if you're a 80s kid, late 70s, early 80s kid, you probably grew up with video games. So, but I kind of went off on a little tangent there, but I want to really talk about YouTube Red. And I know, like I said, I know this is old news, but as you guys have known, YouTube has been trying to really push YouTube Red. If you guys are like, to me, since this is a sports channel, you guys probably seen it during the World Series. Probably anywhere during the World Series, you probably seen commercials for it. I haven't really seen much commercials before it since then, but kind of looking at it from a creator's point of view, and one person that doesn't even have 1,000 subs yet, but I have over 100,000 views on my videos, and I'm not saying that by any stretch of the imagination I'm one of the top. I'm getting to be kind of one of the famous YouTubers, because I'm not, and I'm not going to do that. I've only met one person outside of here that actually watches my videos. But to me, I'm thinking that YouTube is probably way too late into the streaming game or Google is, because you already have Netflix, you have Hulu, I'm sure there's countless other streaming services. Those are the two main ones. YouTube may be able to get into that, but I don't know how big of the piece of the pie is coming on. And especially with net neutrality being revoked, you don't know how that's going to affect it on here either. We haven't even really seen the effects of it just yet. And I'm sure you're probably not going to be able to know for another few weeks how all this is going to wrap up, especially with the streaming services that we have. I don't necessarily think that creators are really going to be affected by it, but if YouTube wants to go that direction, they could say, look, we're gonna take down all the servers for YouTube, and we're gonna go ahead and throw up the streaming services. They could very well do that. I mean, let's put it that way. They could very well do that, and then everybody else that's on YouTube would have to try to find a way to get their content out if they want to get the content out. Now, for me, I'm just doing this for a hobby. So if YouTube were to come down, I really wouldn't be that big of a hurt because of it. I don't even have my stuff monetized, so I'm not getting any cash in for that. I just do this for a hobby because I like doing it, and a couple of you other folks out there kind of like watching this sort of stuff too. But yeah, I really don't think that YouTube has made a big enough push to do this YouTube Red. I think they can kind of go in parallel with the creators on one end and the with YouTube Red on the other, because let's face it, the content, the people that get monetized, YouTube is getting money for that stuff too. All right, they're not just sitting there being the creators are getting 100% of the revenue. They're not. It's like a 60-40 kind of stuff for the revenue, for 60% to YouTube and 40% to the content creators, or it may be the other way around. But anyway, the content creators and Google, YouTube are getting both. They're getting they're getting a piece of the pie. Let's put it that way. Each person's getting a piece of the pie. But I honestly don't know how YouTube Red is. I know you can get ad-free services with this. I know you can get some original content for this. I just don't know if they're making a big enough push for it. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments about this, if you've made it this far, about the YouTube Red, about the swatting, and the North Korea situation, guys. I'm going to try and hopefully restart this Weekend Ramble series, kind of just where I take some news and some stuff, and I kind of give it to you with my unbiased opinion and my, I guess, very casual opinion, or someone who isn't really... just my take on it, more or less. So, but guys, let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and let me know what you guys think, and do a like, subscribe as well, would you? And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hope to see you guys again soon. Deuces, guys. Take care.